I am Supreme, and today's Astro Oracle investigation will be on 60-year-old Wanda Walker of Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, Wanda Walker was last seen on her way to work from her home in Nashville, Tennessee on October the 4th, 2016. Okay, her job, which was part-time at Dollar Tree, was only 7 minutes away from her home, which is a 2-mile drive. Okay, Wanda Walker never made it to work that day, and she has never been seen again. So it was said by the last person that apparently was with her, which was her boyfriend, who helped her with car issues. Wanda Walker apparently experienced car issues from her home on her way to work that day. And she called her boyfriend Harold Henderson. And he stated that he met Wanda Walker where she was located at, which would have been somewhere between her home and her job, which was a 2-mile stretch in a residential neighborhood. It was said that he met her there. He fixed her car because it was overheated, so he put coolant in the car. And then she went about her way. So he cleared himself with that story. But she never made it to work. She never made it to work, and she was never seen again. Okay? Now, a week later, which would have been October 13th, 2016, Wanda Walker's car was found not far from her home. It was parked and locked behind some apartments 4 blocks down from her home, she shared with her cousin. All the doors were locked, and all her belongings were still in the car. And evidence of struggle and a fight was found in the car. There was blood. Wanda wasn't in the car. Nobody was found in the car, but there was blood on the back seat. And after the blood was tested, it was confirmed to be Wanda Walker's. And it was a significant amount of blood, which made them most likely rule this, and they said that they ruled it as a homicide. She might not be dead. She might be dead. That's why they ruled it a homicide, but it's not for sure because they haven't found her body. But due to the significant amount of blood that was found on that back seat, and also some other evidence that they found, like there was some type of flower material that they found, and I'm going to put it on the screen below when I edit this video. But that particular flower evidence was significant because they believe that Wanda's body might be somewhere in a wooded area and that her car wasn't always at those apartments. Whatever they did, whatever they got into, whoever's responsible for Wanda's disappearance also is responsible for her possible death. Because then when they parked the car back, whoever was in that car came out of the woods. This is what they're saying. Now here's the twist to this story. In 1999, Wanda's daughter, Larisha, who was a mother of 2-year-old Rayvon, also disappeared under similar situations and circumstances. Now, Wanda was a mother of 2, Larisha and Lakeisha. 17 years prior to Wanda's disappearance, her daughter, Larisha, also disappeared under similar situations and circumstances. It was involving a car that needed to be fixed. Her daughter, Larisha, spent the day, her and her sister back in 1999 spent the day with their dad, who lived in another apartment, I guess not too far from where they lived. They watched TV and, was having a family day with their dad. And then Larisha dropped her son Rayvon off at her sister's house, Lakeisha. And Larisha was never seen again. Now, back in 1999, when the law enforcement investigated Larisha's home, they found the clothing that Larisha's sister Lakeisha said that she was wearing when she dropped her son off at her house. So it is proven that Larisha did make it back home from her sister's house. They just don't know what happened from there. It was also said that Larisha's neighbors stated that they did hear Larisha outside arguing. They did hear some arguing. But however, Larisha was never seen again since 1999. So now 17 years later, her mother, Wanda Walker, disappears. Now, Larisha had a car appointment the following day. I forgot to get to that. Larisha had a car appointment because this is the similar circumstance. She booked an appointment with the mechanic the next day, but she never made it because her car needed to be fixed. Now, those are similar circumstances that her mother goes missing 17 years later during a situation where her car needs to be fixed. Do these two cases have a common denominator? I'm going to tell you what I think before I even conduct the investigation. Anytime a mother and a daughter can both go missing and 17 years apart, that's a long time. The most common denominator would be somebody in the family. And plus, they both went missing under the same similar situations and circumstances. I'm going to be real with you. The first person came to my head was the father. Not to judge anybody, but that was the first person came to my head, was the father. Because first thing I wanted to know, well, where was the father in this situation? Could have been the boyfriend. It could have been an in-law. But the first thing came to my head was the father. But I'm going to conduct this reading because I am tuned in to Wanda Walker. And her soul is going to assist me in conducting this reading so we could bring answers to her family and the surviving daughter, Lakeisha Walker. So I'm going to pull a planet. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you'll be notified when I drop these investigations. And this planet is going to open up a chart. But first, I'm going to pull... Okay, this is the oracle chart. Neptune in the 6th. Hold that thought, right? We're going to pull that chart. But first, let's pull Wanda Walker's birth chart. As y'all can see, I didn't really take notes like I normally do. I didn't go over the charts yet with these cases, but we're going to do them right now, raw and uncut. So 60-year-old Wanda Walker was born June 24th, 1956. I have her birth alignment and the alignment of planets of the day she went missing in front of me. So on her birth, the sun was in Cancer and the moon was in Capricorn. And y'all know how I formulate time. Sun is divided by moon cycles. Time is the sun divided by moon cycles. So when I put Capricorn moon inside of Cancer season, which is the 4th house, Capricorn in the 4th house would give you a Libra rising chart. This is a relationship chart. Okay? The 7th house chart is the chart of the partner, the significant other. Does that mean her significant other did it? No. That just means that that's how her energy is set up. Her energy is set up where her partner comes first. 7th house, that's Libra's house. So, on the day that Wanda went missing, the sun was in Libra and the moon was in Scorpio. And y'all know how I formulate time. Time is the sun divided by moon cycles. So the moon in Scorpio goes in Libra's house, which is the 7th house. Right? So, when Scorpio is in the 7th house, you have a 2nd house chart, Taurus rising. This is money, and material resources. So let's connect two of the most outstanding dots right now. The partner, which is the seventh house. This is Wanda's birth chart. She has a seventh house birth chart. And it just so happens the day she went missing, it was the seventh house season, Libra. Libra season. Libra is the seventh sign of the zodiac. That is the seventh house chart. And on that day, when the moon was in Scorpio, in Libra's house, Taurus is rising. Taurus comes first. Money and material resources. Make sure y'all are utilizing my tutorial in the link below, my Zodiac Oracle tutorial, so that way you will see raw and uncut. You can go to any sign, symbol, planet, house number that you hear me talk about in any of my charts or pull in any of my cards, so you can see for yourself how I formulate my story. It will give you a general meaning of each sign, symbol, house, and planet. So, looking at both of these charts, in her birth chart, okay, being that Taurus comes first the day she went missing, I'm going to look at where Taurus was at. This energy of money and material, I'm going to look at where that energy was at in her birth chart. Okay, now in Wanda's birth chart, where her partner comes first, Taurus is in the eighth house of death and shared resources. What that means is that when Taurus is there, shared resources with Taurus energy means shared money, shared resources, okay? Shared everything. So I now see that Wanda had a partner who was sharing their wealth with her. She was getting money. The eighth house represents what belongs to other people. And when Taurus is there, that's the money that belongs to the other person. And this is the other person's chart, the seventh house. Okay, this represents where the partner comes first. That's Libra. Okay, so we got to zoom in on this partner that she was in a relationship with. Okay, because this was about money and material resources. Okay, now where was Wanda at the day she went missing? Wanda is a Cancer and her moon is in Capricorn. Okay, so in her missing chart, you will see Cancer in the third house. That is the local environment, which is where she was last seen during her travels. The third house is the house of travels. So now we know, we see in the missing chart, you see Wanda in the third house traveling. That's where she was last seen, and she's a Cancer. Okay, let's follow the moon right quick on that day. The moon, because the moon rules Cancer. So let's connect the dots on what happened during his travel. The moon on October 4th, 2016 was in Scorpio. So where's Scorpio at? In the seventh house of the partner. And Scorpio rules the eighth house of shared resources and death, which is where Wanda's money was at in her birth chart. The money that she was getting was coming from this partner that's showing up in Scorpio in the seventh house of relationships, which is Wanda's birth chart, that chart of relationships. So the day that she went missing, we got to look in the house of relationships, the seventh house. And there I see Scorpio. Okay, I see Scorpio. So this is the partner that she was getting money from. Now, I'm going to tell you what else I see. Okay, I see a foreigner. I see this partner was somebody that could have been a hidden partnership that she was in. Now, this is somebody that was a foreigner, I believe, because I see it. All the dots connect to this foreigner. Why? Because look in the ninth house. Wanda's birth chart. In the ninth house, you will see Gemini. Why is that so important? Because Mercury is the planet that rules travel and communication in the local environment. And being that Wanda was last seen in Mercury's house, which is Gemini's house, the third house, okay, the day she went missing, let's look for what Mercury was doing in Wanda's birth chart. And it was in Gemini. And so was Venus. Venus is the planet that rules the partner. That is the electromagnetic satellite of attraction. the partner. Okay? It's all in the ninth house. Now, the ninth house is not only the house of foreign relationships when Venus is there, it's also the house of grandparents, it's the house of foreigners, it is the house of churches, it is house of religion, airports, long distance travel, immigration, foreigners. Okay, it is also the house of colleges, institutions, higher knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of these institutions. Okay, so I mean, this could have been a college professor, okay, but also this could have been a foreigner because Gemini represents somebody in the local environment. Now, this person may have traveled there, but I believe they live there because in Wanda's third house of her birth chart, because we know in the third house of the chart she went missing, she's on the road, somewhere in between her home and Dollar Tree. We see that in the missing chart. We see Wanda on the road with the partner in the seventh house. Now let's look at what's going on in the third house. In the third house of her birth chart. You see Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the energy that rules the ninth house. That is the foreigner. That is the local environment. So Wanda, in her local environment, is where this foreigner also was at. Whether they live there, whether it was a neighbor or what, it's also there. Now, in the chart that she went missing in the ninth house, I see Capricorn. Okay? And why is that important? Because Capricorn represents the authority figure. Now, the first thing came to my head when I'm looking at these, while I'm connecting the dots, is that this could be somebody's grandfather. This could be somebody's grandfather of one of the children that Wanda teached in her schools. I'm just reading the energy. And this foreign grandfather lives in her local environment. Okay? It lives in her community. Okay? And this is somebody she was having a romantic involvement with. Okay? And this is also the person that is responsible for her disappearance and her death if she is gone, which they rule her to be gone because of the significant amount of blood that was found in her car. Okay? Now, Sagittarius, at the day she went missing, is in the house of death. So if you ever want to know whether she's dead or not or what happened, let's follow Sagittarius. Jupiter is the planet that rules Sagittarius. And on that day, Jupiter was in Libra. Libra rules the seventh house. That is Wanda's birth chart energy. She has a Libra energy, seventh house. That comes first. So the person that comes first in her disappearance and death, being that we are following the energy of death, is the partner. Okay? So we now know this is the partner that's responsible for her disappearance and death. Now, let's find out what comes first when I pull this chart. That's going to let us know what's really going on. And we know she disappeared. Now we're going to know whether she's dead. Neptune in the sixth house. Okay? The sixth house is the house of help, which we know the last time Wanda was seen, she was supposed to have been getting help. Sixth house, that's Virgo's house, the house of help. Now, Neptune represents deception. So, of course, this help was deceptive. It wasn't clear. I don't think Wanda saw this coming. The person that actually made her believe they can help her, because Neptune represents the power to make somebody believe something. It's all in their imagination, but it can become real to you when you believe it. No wonder Neptune showed up in the sixth house of help, because that is exactly what governs her disappearance. So, where was Neptune at? October 4th, 2016, Neptune was in Pisces. Pisces rules Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. That is Pisces planet, Neptune. The energy of the hidden, the energy of the underworld, darkness. Nothing is clear when it comes to Pisces energy and Virgo energy and Neptune energy. But this unclear energy shows up raw and uncut in the house of help, which is the sixth house. So when Pisces is in the sixth house, what's rising? Look at that. The same chart, Wanda's chart. Look at Pisces right there chilling in the sixth house. That is exactly what this card was. That is exactly what this card is. So the person that made Wanda believe they can help her was deceiving her. And I believe that this person was asking her for money, because I see money in the house of what belongs to others. And I don't think she had enough. So they robbed her. Now, the sixth house is Virgo's house. Virgo is in the house of the hidden, the 12th house. Look in Wanda's birth chart. So let's follow Virgo, because this person that's responsible for killing her, because I believe she's gone. I really believe she's gone. I really do. You know, not to rain on your parade, but I believe that Wanda is no longer with us. Okay? Now let's get down to the bottom of what happened. Okay? Let's get down to the bottom of what happened. We're going to go straight to the lost and found. But first, while I'm shuffling this lost and found deck, we're going to find her body. We know where the car is. We're going to find her body. All right? Now, Wanda, where is your body? Now, Virgo is in the sixth house. Virgo rules the sixth house, but it's in the 12th house of hidden affairs. That is Pisces' house. Okay? So when Virgo is there, we got to follow Mercury. When Virgo is in the 12th house, it represents the kind of help that you have to have discernment. Everybody's help is not good help. And people who have Virgo in the 12th house will learn that through trial and error, especially when they lack discernment. You can avoid a lot when you have discernment, but we're only human. We don't know how to discern everything. Life happens to all of us in some form or fashion, and sometimes that life takes our life. That's how we learn through trial and error. But let's get down to the bottom of what happened to Wanda Walker and why Virgo is showing up in her 12th house. Let's follow Mercury. Mercury is the planet that rules Virgo. So who was this individual that was hidden, deceiving her with this hidden help? This is somebody in her local environment, and this is most likely a foreigner, because Mercury on that day was in Virgo. And it moved into Libra that night. So Wanda went somewhere. Okay? I believe that Wanda knows somebody in those apartments where her car was found. I believe that is that foreigner. I believe Wanda was having a hidden relationship with a foreigner that was in that local environment. Because Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini is in the house of the foreigner. Let's see the 9th house. So, let's talk about where her body is. This is somebody that lives in her local environment. Yep. That lives right there in those apartments where her car was found at. But where is your body, Wanda? Where is your body? Where is Wanda Walker's body? Where is Wanda Walker's body? In a building in the 6th house. Look at that. In a building in the 6th house. Now, check this out. When the building in the 6th house comes out, this could be a building where this person that was with her works at, because the 6th house is the house of work. That's Virgo's house. Now, being that Neptune came out in the 6th house with Pisces there, Neptune and Pisces in the toxic situation rules drugs and alcohol in the house of health. So most likely this building would be a building where a lot of drugs are being sold and done. Okay? Um, this could also be a building by some water. Okay? It can also be a building by some water as well. Okay? Now, Pisces is the energy that governs this building. So let's follow Pisces energy. Okay? Pisces is the energy that governs her body. Okay? Now, Libra is actually the energy that governs this building on the day she went missing. So let's put Pisces and Libra together. Okay? Libra represents the partner. Okay? So this partner in the sixth house where her partner works at, this building is where her partner works at. Okay? Venus on that day was in Scorpio, and Venus rules Libra. Okay? This could be somebody that she worked with, because the sixth house is the house of co-workers as well when Libra shows up there. It represents the partnership from work. This could be somebody that either frequents that dollar store and knows her, not just from the dollar store, but also knows her family and where she lives at. Because this is also somebody that also lives in that area, that knows Wanda more than just her being an employee at that Dollar Tree. This is a neighbor she had been fooling around with. I see some drugs involved too. I do see some drugs involved. So we're going to find out who. Who can we find today that can lead us to the evidence of where her body is at in this building? Let me pick up that Neptune in the sixth house card. Okay? Let's go to the evidence of who can we go to today to get the answers out of them. That card fell again. Of where Wanda's body is. Y'all ready? The suspect in the ninth house, of course. I knew that from the beginning. The ninth house, when I told you, focus on that ninth house. That's where that foreigner is. This person is a foreigner. Yep, this person that's responsible, and it's somebody in her neighborhood. Wanda is black. This suspect is not black in the ninth house. This suspect is not black. Okay? Now, the building, it might be a church. It might be. And it might be where this person works at. Don't think as a person work at church that, they're beyond killing people. Evidence. Let's find some evidence. That suspect in the ninth house, Capricorn is there the day she went missing. But Wanda's Gemini is there. That's how we know that it's a neighbor in her community that's a foreigner. Now, this foreigner is Capricorn energy. Now, it could be a law enforcement, but it also could be, because ninth house is the house of grandfathers. The Capricorn is the energy of law enforcement. Okay? But this is definitely somebody who has high ranking in her community. Somebody is hiding in plain sight. Okay? Because Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is the house of public achievement and social status. This person has a social status in the community. Anywhere you see Capricorn at represents where our social status is. And this social status is in the 9th house, which is the house of higher knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, churches. And it's also the house of colleges too. but it's also the house of grandparents. But see, when I look inside of Capricorn's house, I see Aquarius, which represents the community. So this is definitely somebody that has high ranking status in the community. And that's why they are hiding in plain sight. They are hiding in plain sight. And I believe this is somebody that Wanda goes to for drugs. Because I do see drugs in the picture. I mean, everybody's grown. They could do what they want to do. You know, smoke, drink, do whatever drug they want to do. I mean, you know, you do what you do. But you just got to be careful who you do it with. Because everybody's not on your side. And what's this evidence talking about? Biological evidence in the 11th house. That's Aquarius's house. That's where I was going to look next anyway. Because being that I told you Aquarius is in Capricorn's house, which represents the community, that's how I know Wanda went to this individual for drugs. Because in this house, you will see Pisces. Okay? That is this card that came out first. Okay, but it came out in the 6th house of her birth chart. We didn't have to pull another chart. It came out in the 6th house to let us know this is somebody she was in a direct partnership with. Okay, and she was going to them not just for help, or she thought that they can help her with this. She was going to them for something else. I don't even believe it was about that car. Now that this reading is coming out like this. But biological evidence will be found in that 11th house. This person that's hiding. Okay? Biological evidence, blood, saliva, semen, hair, body fluids, other tissue, clothes, and skin is hiding in that community. Somebody in that complex knows. Now, check this out. Wanda's Neptune, because Neptune rules Pisces. Wanda's Neptune is in Libra. Okay? So Neptune in Libra, which is the partner, represents partners that you can't really see clearly. So Wanda had an energy that naturally attract people that she really didn't know whether they were on her side or not. It was kind of delusional relationship interactions. You know, this person definitely was hiding well, you know, because I feel like she didn't even see it coming. And this person is in her community. This is one of the friends that she was fucking around with in her community, even on some other shit like drugs and whatever it is that they were doing together, psychedelics and, all types of things. But yeah, this person got away with murdering Wanda. This person got away with murdering Wanda. Yep. And they need to question people in that community. And it's a foreigner. If they go to those apartments where her car was found, I believe somebody in that neighborhood knows a foreigner that lives in that apartments that was affiliated with Wanda. They've seen those two together on numerous accounts. That is who they need to question, because that is who knows where Wanda's body is. That is my reading on Wanda Walker. And may she rest in peace, because I firmly believe she is no longer with us. If you would like a personal reading with me, reach out to me in my email in the link below. Please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Also hit that bell button so you'll be notified when I drop these investigations. Y'all be blessed.